Oh, you're not ready for this tea. Meghan Markle thought she was stepping back into the ultimate safe zone, Oprah's kingdom. You know, that very same plush armchair setup where she once spilled her truth so hard it set the whole world on fire. That 2021 sit-down? It wasn't just a TV interview, honey. It was a cultural earthquake. Meghan walked away draped in sympathy, drowning in headlines, and sitting pretty on a whole new level of celebrity power. So when Meghan pitched a follow-up interview, strutting in with all the confidence of someone who thought Oprah would just hand her the mic again, she was ready for a big, warm yes instead. She got a no, and not just any no. This came straight from Oprah herself. The gasp you just heard, that's the sound of Meghan's carefully built media strategy crumbling. Because, behind the scenes, this was supposed to be her comeback moment. A shiny primetime sequel to wipe away 2 rough years filled with PR disasters, failed projects, and a public that slowly started to roll their eyes. But Oprah's no wasn't about a tight schedule or bad timing. No, this was a deliberate step back. It was Oprah saying loud and clear, "I'm not staking my reputation on you again." And the fallout? Brutal. When someone like Oprah shuts the door, the whole industry takes note. Oprah isn't just a talk show legend, she's a gatekeeper. If she vouches for you, doors fly open. If she doesn't, you're stuck in the hallway, knocking with no answer. And right now, Meghan's just standing there, stunned, wondering what the hell went wrong. Here's the part that stings even more. Oprah has built her empire on second chances. She's the queen of redemption arcs, the one who can take the most controversial guest and make them human again. She's handled messier stories than Meghan's, and she's never been afraid of backlash. So why not Meghan? Well, let's rewind. That first Oprah interview may have been a global spectacle, but it came with receipts, and not all of them were good. While it won Meghan attention, it also unleashed a tidal wave of fact checks, criticisms, and whispers that parts of her story didn't quite line up. The backlash was real. And Oprah, she's no rookie. She saw the risk, weighed the optics, and decided she wasn't going to burn her hands twice. Insiders say Meghan didn't take the news well. She wasn't just disappointed, she was furious. She saw it as betrayal, not just from Oprah, but from the whole glossy Hollywood machine that used to treat her like royalty, even after she literally walked away from the title. But here's the cold truth. Hollywood runs on perception, and Meghan's star power isn't what it used to be. Once upon a time, Meghan's name on a guest list meant flashing cameras, packed red carpets, and magazines flying off shelves. Now, the numbers don't lie, and they're not pretty. Projects are stalling, deals are drying up. The audience, not tuning in like they used to. One insider put it bluntly, the novelty is gone. That's the death sentence in Tinseltown. In a place where attention is the only currency, Meghan's been overspending. And now her account's running dry. She built her post-royal empire on controlling her own story, delivering it through glossy productions, carefully timed interviews, and picture-perfect imagery. But when your biggest megaphone, Oprah, refuses to hand you the stage, your grip on that narrative slips. And once that slip starts, it's a landslide. Publicists, producers, stylists, everyone starts whispering the same thing. Is she worth the risk? Because in Hollywood, no one wants to hitch their brand to someone the public's turning on. Here's the thing. Oprah's rejection wasn't the start of Meghan's fall. Oh no, darling. The cracks have been spiderwebbing under the surface for a while. At first, Meghan's post-royal career was running on pure momentum. Every move made headlines. That mega deal with Spotify? Huge. The Netflix docuseries? Instant controversy. Every public appearance felt like a royal dispatch. But hype is fragile. And when the buzz fades, you're left with the uncomfortable question, what's actually working? Take Spotify, for example. It was supposed to be Meghan's long-term win. Millions in the bank to showcase her voice. But what started with excitement quickly fizzled. Only a handful of episodes saw daylight. Delays, inconsistent content, and May reviews followed. Soon Spotify quietly pulled the plug. Translation? The audience wasn't biting, and in streaming land, no audience means goodbye. Then came Netflix. The docuseries drew eyeballs, sure, but it didn't have the staying power she'd hoped for. Critics groaned that it was just another royal grievance rehash, offering nothing fresh. Viewers started to feel déjà vu, like they'd heard it all before. And when you're selling your life story, same old is a death sentence. The problem? Meghan's still clinging to the original game plan. She honestly believes that with the right platform, the right lighting, and the right interviewer, she can steer the conversation back in her favor. But here's the brutal reality. Audiences have sharper memories than she gives them credit for. They remember the contradictions, the unanswered questions, the fact checks. Another glossy sit-down isn't a fresh start anymore. It's a rerun. And Oprah, she wasn't about to be the host of season 2 of a story that already burned her once. Behind the curtain, Meghan's team has been hustling, pitching documentaries, series, branded products, anything to keep the brand breathing. But Hollywood isn't buying like it used to. Execs are nervous. Focus groups are unimpressed. Even PR powerhouses who once fought to work with her are now quietly passing. One top agent reportedly bailed on a potential deal, muttering about too much baggage. That's the kind of comment that spreads like wildfire. And in an industry obsessed with clean narratives, being labeled too complicated to sell is the kiss of death. Here's another dagger, image fatigue. Meghan's told her story so many times in so many formats that even her most loyal sympathizers are starting to check out. The themes, racism, betrayal, isolation, once hit with urgency and rawness. Now, they feel recycled. And that repetition feeds the image of someone stuck in the past, unwilling or unable to pivot. Reinvention is the lifeline of every Hollywood career. Stars survive by sensing the shift in public mood and changing with it. Meghan hasn't done that. She's still fighting yesterday's war on a battlefield that's already moved on. With Oprah's stage off limits, there's no longer a powerful, safe frame to package her narrative in a way that feels fresh or urgent. The real nightmare for Meghan isn't losing fame, it's losing control. She's watching her story be picked apart, memed, twisted, turned into clickbait by tabloids and trolls. And without a trusted media ally, she has no reset button. No safe space to pull the narrative back into her hands. In the palace, power came from titles. In Hollywood, power comes from attention. And Meghan's attention bank account? It's draining. Fast. Hollywood won't send you a breakup text, it just stops calling. And Meghan, she's now in the era of unreturned calls and endless, we'll circle back promises that never happened. For someone who once had the whole media machine wrapped around her finger, that silence must be deafening. And Oprah's no wasn't just a door closing, it was a signal flare. If Oprah's walking away, others will too. Gayle King, Ellen DeGeneres, Trevor Noah. People who once seemed like easy future collaborators are now quietly, strategically keeping their distance. The Hollywood grapevine is buzzing and the message is clear. Think twice before you link arms with Meghan. Even her upcoming media appearances have been postponed indefinitely, which, in industry speak, is code for we're not touching this right now. And now, with almost no safe platforms left, she's staring down the Hollywood downgrade. That means smaller outlets, less editorial control, interviewers who won't protect her brand, and tougher, sharper questions she can't duck. The shift from A-list to just another talk show guest is brutal. Once you lose the illusion of exclusivity, the magic vanishes. The narrative stops feeling like a cultural movement and starts feeling like a PR chore. That's where Meghan's brand is skating dangerously close. Let's be real. Meghan did something few in her position would dare. She left the royal machine and reinvented herself as a disruptor, a modern icon of independence, someone who'd call out centuries-old traditions without blinking, and for a while it worked. She was a symbol. Headlines declared her the face of change. People believed she was building something new, bigger, better, but when you position yourself as a disruptor, people expect, well, results. And after years of interviews, headlines, and expensive content deals, the audience is starting to ask, what has she actually built? Right now, the foundation of that modern icon image is shaking, not just in the press, but in the public's mind. The fatigue is real. Here's the real danger. It's not outrage anymore. Outrage still means people care. No, Meghan's worst enemy now is indifference. The quiet eye roll, the shrug, the oh, her again, that's the kiss of death for any public figure. Because the fall she's facing isn't into obscurity, it's into overexposure. People are tired of hearing the same grievances, and without Oprah's shield, every new move will be picked apart and doubted before she even opens her mouth. She's no longer the misunderstood outsider, she's becoming the Hollywood cautionary tale. This is what happens when you overplay your hand in an industry that never plays fair. So what's next? This isn't about redemption anymore. This is about survival. Can Meghan adapt? Can she pivot? Can she drop the greatest plot twist yet? Something so unexpected it makes the world pay attention again? If she can't, the brutal entertainment machine won't give her a warning. It'll just move on to the next story, the next scandal, the next it girl. And Meghan Markle will go from a cultural flashpoint to just another faded headline. And here's the twist no one saw coming. The woman who once had the entire global media eating out of her hand might soon be standing in the shadows, watching someone else take the spotlight she thought she'd never lose.